My name's Gavin, this is Genre Books, and it's Tuesday. It's Tag Tuesday, and this is the BookTube anniversary tag. 4th of February is exactly a year to the day since I did my first BookTube video, and from seeing some people who started around the same time as me, this seems to be a list of questions you go through to mark this event. I think this might be the end of my probation period on BookTube. I don't know who created this tag. If I find out, I'll link them below to thank them. There are 12 prompts, but before I get to the prompts, everybody loves statistics. 63,513 views, 336 YouTube shorts, and 200 longer videos, although some of those videos are a little bit short as well. 3,317 hours, 888 subscribers. Now, I said I'd only do this once a month and I'm sticking to it. It's now February, so I would say, please, if you don't subscribe, consider subscribing. There's going to be buttons all sorts of places, so do that now. That should have given you enough time. Let's start. Prompt number 1. How many years on BookTube are you celebrating? 1. Prompt number 2. How have you changed from your first video to now? My first few videos look pretty much like hostage tapes. I think my confidence has increased. I still stumble over my words all the time, and possibly it's even just thinking about those first few videos, but this is my third attempt to start this particular one. At the beginning, I would record and re-record and re-record until I got it right, and then I just decided, hang it, I'll just fix it in post. Prompt number 3. What are 3 of your favourite videos you've made in the past year and why? And what video are you most proud of and why? I think I want to quantify favourite video more from the reaction that it's got rather than from what I enjoyed making. So I think they're different things. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of crossover. Not to say that I don't enjoy making videos. I find some of them more frustrating than others, but certainly ones I've made and think, yeah, this one's really good. This one's gonna really sort of grab people. Never second guess your audience. I've really liked the tags that I've created, the response that they've got. I've done one proper tag and one half sort of tag. The proper one was, I think it was May or June last year, the Tag de France. So based on the Tour de France, taking pieces of tour lore, converting them into prompts about books. I really enjoyed seeing that do the rounds and seeing people's responses to it, and it got me to see some BookTube creators that I didn't know about and get to follow them as well. Recently, I did one called Your Best Shelf, which has done a similar thing and is still doing the rounds as we speak because I only had it out last week. Second type of video I think I enjoy putting together more than filming is the one where I have been out and about. So Haworth, Rochester, London, where else? Rye. There'll be hopefully some more of those coming in the new year. I hate filming them. I hate filming outside, and I certainly hate talking into the camera outside. Even though it's only talking to my phone, and let's face it, everybody does that in public, but I'm acutely self-conscious of that. But once it's recorded, putting it together is fun, and people seem to enjoy that as well. The third type of video, I think, is the one that probably gets more interest, and that is just doing my deep dives into Gutenberg. So I enjoy almost every aspect of that. I enjoy doing the research. The filming and the editing, not so much, because it is sometimes quite a lot. So those are my favourite videos or types of video from the last year, and the why is because people seem to like them. As for the one I'm most proud of, well, I think it's only got something like 200 views, so it's not the most successful video by any stretch. But it reached, a audience that appreciated it, and it's one that I really enjoyed researching, and it's one I did fairly early on, and it's one where a booktuber I have been watching was kind enough to share it, so thanks Roy. And that is my video on Edward Bulwer-Lytton's Vril, The Power of the Coming Race. I just really like that one, and I think that did plant the seed for, even at that early stage, for what I'm embarked on now, which is this Project Rabbit Hole. Prompt number 4. What is your most popular video? This is an easy one to determine because this is one that's only about a month old. In the week before New Year's, I put up public domain in 2025. So 25 books that will be available at some point in 2025. Ostensibly just another sort of Gutenberg type video, even if none of them at that point were on Gutenberg. And over the first sort of 12 hours, so overnight, the numbers weren't too bad. Quite enough. 80, 85 views. I thought that's fairly solid, fairly standard. Nothing spectacular, but not a failure. Then the numbers started to go up during the day. And for some reason, the YouTube algorithm got hold of this one. And as things currently stand this morning, I checked before I recorded this, 8,739 views. For context, that is easily sort of 8,600 views more than my videos would normally get. So that has been the most successful. But let's not get too big-headed about these things. My least successful video. This isn't one of the prompts, by the way. I'm just putting this in to temper things a little. My least successful video was Pulp Supersports, February 1947. So, a 1947 pulp. I read it, gave my reaction to pulp sports magazines in general, and the stories in that magazine in particular. This was part of the Summer of Sport, and as at this morning, it has a grand total of 24 views. Prompt number 5. What have you struggled with on BookTube in the past year, and how did you overcome that struggle? What is the hardest thing about creating on BookTube? I mean, this supposes I've overcome the struggle. I've got a bit better, and I've alluded to this already. I've got a little bit better at the confidence and getting the words out. I still stumble over my words an incredible amount. I still do a lot of editing in these videos because it would just be a lot of ums, ahs, fumbles, etc. So I've got a bit better at that, or at least more adept in hiding it when it comes to editing. The biggest challenge, I think, still is sitting in front of the camera and actually saying it. Also, sometimes on a Friday night, before I record on a Saturday for the Saturday video, having a crisis of confidence as to what I will actually be talking about the following day. I have, on more than one occasion, changed my mind at the last minute. Last Saturday, a case in point. I had something, didn't think it was quite ready, so instead just said, I'll just do what I'm going to be reading in February video instead. I think the most difficult thing is knowing when you have done enough, when to stop trying one more take, when to stop editing to make it just a little bit sort of smoother or hitting every single beat. None of us in this part of BookTube have unlimited monetary or time budgets. We don't have, like the big YouTube videos, teams of people editing our videos, monitoring our live chats, etc., etc., etc. We are solitary hobbyists. We are going to, or I am going to get stuff at a certain level. I don't think I'm going to make any great leaps forward in quality anytime soon. And that may just have to be enough. And accepting that may be the biggest ongoing challenge. Prompt number 6. Have you had to deal with any negative feedback or comments, and how did you handle it? I've been lucky that I've not had to deal with many. In fact, until the public domain video, I've had to deal with surprisingly few. You get a couple every now and then. And the way to deal with that is the way to deal with any of them, really, which is to don't engage, delete, move on. But I've been lucky because the channel has grown slowly, organically, and I think people are thinking before they subscribe, and people who are subscribing and viewing therefore want to be watching. With the public domain video, I'm grateful, obviously, that it has reached out to a lot more people. It's got me a lot more subscribers, and the majority of them were absolutely lovely. But it was going to people beyond my normal target audience, and therefore just got some people who you probably wouldn't want to engage with and who are after something else. So I did get a few more snarky comments and downvotes on this. I take too long to get to the point. This video could have been an email. I'm too old. That was a new one. Invariably, these comments are left by people who are not content producers themselves. They have not put their money where their mouth is. They are not subjecting themselves or putting themselves out in this very public arena. Specifically, they seem to have got YouTube confused with Twitter or one of those other vitriol shops. So deal with it by not engaging, by deleting, stopping them looking at your channel, and most importantly, focusing on all of the good feedback that you are getting along with the bad. The good on here still seems to very much outweigh the bad. At least that has been my experience. Like I say, I've been lucky. I think I'm also probably luckier being a male on here. I think female booktubers, I think females just in general, get a rougher ride from the men than the men get from the women. I think female booktubers get a rougher ride from the women than the men get from the women. Anyway, I just tried to let it wash over me. Apart from the old one, that got me. But let's move on to the good stuff. Shout out, a huge supporter of your channel is prompt number 7. I can't do it for one person. And I really can't do it for a group of people because there are so many lovely, supportive people. You know who you are. And thank you. Prompt number 8. What's the best book you've read in the past year? Should that one be on here? Okay. I haven't changed my mind. I'm still probably going for my 2024 best book, and that was The Administratrix by Emma Gent Curtis. A book that's not available anywhere. It's on the Internet Archive. That's the only place I've found it. But I just recommend it. Save it maybe for June on the Range and read the original cowboy novel. Prompt number 9. Where do you see your channel in a year's time and what do you hope to have achieved? I just hope to have done some of the things I say I want to do. In 2025, that is certainly beginning Project Rabbit Hole. That is beginning 50 Zanes of Grey. It is the miniature events like the Marple Cinematic Universe. It's getting through specific events. So we have Garborgus, we have Rocket Summer, June on the Range. I hope to have read a bunch of Jane Austen. I hope to have read the Jane Austen horrid novels that she cites in Northanger Abbey. I hope to have made some videos that people think are interesting based on these reading experiences. I'm sure I will do some things differently. I will probably throttle back on the shorts. I have been doing every day a birthday short, wishing happy birthday to someone alive or dead who has written something. Once I think I'll get to a year of those, I will stop. And possibly as time goes on, maybe fewer videos as well, but with more time spent on them. I think I want to put as much energy as I can into thinking a little more about the structure of the videos and looking to maybe tighten their structure or at the very least hold people's attention for longer. This is all going to be organic change though. I'm not planning to make any drastic changes. I quite enjoy what I'm doing with the videos. Any suggestions welcome though. Prompt number 10. What has been an unexpected surprise of being on BookTube? I mean, I would like to say it's the people that I've met and got friendly with, but I don't think that's so much of a surprise. I think that was evident from watching these videos beforehand. I think perhaps something that is surprising is that what you have is people that you have been watching engaging with you, reaching out to you, having conversations. That's been something I would have thought unexpected. I would have thought there would be, I would think, as in most things in life, it would be a bit more cliquey. It's much more welcoming. So, that's a great surprise. Prompt number 11. Thoughts on equipment. What's the greatest piece of equipment you've bought? It's this. It's got a connector that fits to my phone. Anytime there's dodgy audio, it's that connection and my phone's fault, not the microphone's fault. The microphone is fantastic. Other than the microphone, there's only the camera tripod that the the phone's currently on, so I can't show you. That's the only equipment I've bought, other than some notebooks. I really haven't spent much on the equipment. Like I say, the microphone was second hand. The tripod was the second cheapest they had on Amazon. And that's it. I don't think you need an awful lot more. Prompt number 12. What advice would you give to someone thinking of starting on BookTube? I mean, everyone's going to say do it, and I'll say that as well. But I think probably the piece of advice is persevere. There will be a point early on where you are going to be tested. You're going to be tested by technology. You're going to be tested by tossers on social media. You're going to be tested by the reception or lack of reception that your video is getting. Tweak, adapt, and continue. That's it. That's the advice. But there we are. Year 1 done. Thank you. And thank you. And thank you. And until next time,